I put myself on first today.
Stop waiting every time who's going to pop up first.
I wasn't meant to. It was actually a slip of my finger. I was actually going to put you up first, Thea, and then I don't know, because sometimes I don't know what happens on my laptop. I rub against something, and the next minute I'm off the program. More days off. I've done something. Oh goodness! Hello everybody. Welcome to Solutions with Aquarius Rising Apricot. And I got two of my honeys here today. Thea, well, as you know, Thea and Bryce, and we're talking about the THEA code. Ta-da! That one. Very cool book, hey? And we're dealing with White Buffalo Woman today.
Yes.
So join us, if you will. And how are you, ladies? Thea, Bryce, how are you guys doing?
Good. I'm so happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
I hope everybody recovered if you were out trick-or-treating last night with your kiddos. I know it's and the more so in the morning here, and you know, you guys are time travelers. You're ahead of us, so I think some of the Americans might be a little slow getting up.
Yeah,
they were out with their kids last night.
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it was Halloween last night. Oof. And Sunday was the full moon eclipse. And that was also when the Wild Hunt took place, by the way. Sunday would have been the night of the Wild Hunt. For those of you who've watched Caleb Jade stuff, oh my gosh, it is traumatic on another level.
Heartbreaking.
However, it's just amazing that we have these people who are sharing these incredible stories. And finally, I mean, you know, when I start speaking to the higher level whistleblowers, it's actually quite incredible because, especially if they haven't spoken before, it's quite something because invariably they've tried to speak out in the past as kids or teenagers or something and got completely, I mean, he was put into a mental asylum for 60 days after he tried to speak out, right? And accused of trying to hurt his parents' friends.
Probably so he was acting in self-defense.
Well, he was trying to tell people what had happened.
Yeah.
You know, what was going on. And then none of them believed because I think a teacher at his school actually picked up on something that was not right. And then he tried to tell. And she was there, and everyone said, "No, what are you talking about? You're lying. You know, you're trying to hurt your parents' friends," because it was his parents' friends. And the teacher just apparently stepped back and didn't say anything. And then he was put into an asylum for 2 months, mental asylum, where things just got really crazy, even worse. But anyways,
happened to Paulo Coelho, the person who wrote The Alchemist? Didn't he get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, it's incredible to hear these stories. So that's why at this stage as well, it's very, you know, Samhain or Halloween is the darkest practice of evil, right? And this now in the run up to Christmas.
Yeah.
They have a whole lot of events in the run up to Christmas. This is when I'm thinking the veils are thin as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's cold. And the stuff's going down. So let's never forget to spare a thought for those men and women and children that have been absolutely brutalized in these horrific practices. However, but on a good news note, we're here.
We're here and we're reading this, guys. I don't know if you guys remember, but the person who wrote this book is a survivor.
Yes. Professor A.
Yeah. And this is just a good example that, you know, these gifts to these abilities that the dark forces use actually come from the light, and they've just inverted them, and she's been able to use that to help heal people and use it, and that's an amazing thing. So this THEA code is just incredible. But we only have 2 more chapters left. We're doing White Buffalo Woman. Everybody's gonna go buy their peace pipes after this. Put some wacky tobacco in those peace pipes and have a grand November.
It's a wacky tobacco going. Well, you know, that's one of the things I love about the ancients, right? Because when there was problems in paradise, let's say the tribes that are fighting, or there's a little bit of peace that needs to be seen to.
Out.
The elders, all the wise ones, right? And usually men, okay? Let's hope it's different nowadays. But usually all the wise ones get out, sit around the fire with their peace pipe. And then I think it's just an excuse to bring out if that was me, I would look what an excuse to bring out that peace pipe.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Shirley stumped her toe. We gotta smoke the peace pipe now.
Yeah.
I would definitely be looking for reasons to bring out the peace pipe.
I mean, what if it really is that easy? You got a little problem, just smoke some wacky tobacco, all done. It's all good. You know, what if it is that easy?
Mary Jane. Mary Jane.
I've smoked a peace pipe a couple of times. My friend Cindy, who's the one that we should give all the credit to, because she's the one that introduced me to this book. She actually teaches workshops around this book. She has a peace pipe, and I've done circle with her, and it's kind of cool. It's like a fancy bong.
I have a peace pipe too.
Awesome. So y'all you're gonna sign on, and one day, and you're gonna see just not even that real long thing. Just
well, Bryce, you've got the movement so well. I think you've done the peace pipe thing.
Well, I've done all sorts of peace pipes. I've only done one official peace pipe, but I keep saying I'm a huge supporter of plant medicine. Like, I'm a huge supporter.
I agree. I do agree with plant medicine. Yeah. And I think, because it's alive and works with nature.
Yep.
And that's why, even stuff, I don't, stuff like ayahuasca and stuff like that, do it once and you've done it for life. Anyone who does it more than that, mama ayahuasca, because it's the female vine plant. She is going to whack you very, very hard if you abuse that energy. That's for sure. Then there are, death is even what happens when you overdo that stuff. You can literally die because you separate from your body and you just don't come back.
And that's why if anybody ever does ayahuasca or peyote, it's important to have, you usually get a babysitter. You have the shaman, but you have a babysitter to watch you. That's what I want to, I think people who don't know much about plant medicine, we were talking about things like ayahuasca, it's not fun. You have to prepare for it. You have to mentally.
It is not fun. That stuff tastes disgusting. I've only ever done it once. It tastes disgusting. Any plant medicine that you take is disgusting. It is a very cellular, soul-searching journey. But my journey was mild, I've got to tell you, compared to what I've heard other people do on ayahuasca. Yeah. But no, I'm very happy to have had my ayahuasca experience a number of years ago. I think it was 2012 that I did it. And it was amazing. But in that experience, the plant told me in no uncertain terms, you only ever have to do this once.
My friend Cindy, the one who recommended this book, she had that. She's Peruvian herself, and that's where it's done a lot. She did it one time, and it was told to her, the plant, when she was finishing up, said this is it. This is the one time you're going to do this.
Yeah.
She went to hell that night when she did her journey. And you guys, so if you're like interested in that, especially, you have to look at your.
I was just cruising, man. I was hanging around with the tribes of again, and I was like, yeah.
Chanti's
let's go, boys.
Like dirt twirling with the person next to her is vomiting in the toilet, crying, and they're
there was someone throwing up in a bucket. I'm like, oh God, no, I'm gonna go sit somewhere like, what?
We'll get a bucket because a lot of people throw up. You guys, just if you want to do that, just check. Some countries are stricter than others. It is illegal in the United States, but they do have workshops that you have to kind of be in the know. and make sure that the person's doing it knows what they're doing, that they're trained by a shaman, and that they have babysitters for each person, because it can get dangerous. And it's not, you're not going to be raving at a party. Like, it's not that kind of drug. It's not that kind of, it is not a party.
And the crazy thing is that there are people that think mushrooms is a party drug.
Oh no,
I mean, are you mad?
No.
I mean, I know. I mean, and a lot of people at trance parties and stuff take the shroomies, right? But I want to tell you, it's a teacher plant.
Yeah, it is.
And that is why a lot of people take in the mushrooms at parties instead of for the teacher thing that they intended to be, will not have a good experience invariably. Yeah.
Yeah, no, shrooms are like they're not as intense as like ayahuasca, but you absolutely, it's not for partying.
Depends how many grams you have.
Yeah, that too.
If you go on a mushroom ceremony, right? They're giving you like 4 to 5 grams of mushrooms.
Oh, that's a lot.
It is I mean, that blows the top of your head. I've never even done that. That blows the top of your head right off. I laughed my day, but my one friend did it. And she's hilarious, okay? So she calls the teacher. She says, "Can you ask them to stop speaking, please?" Like she said, like there was a couple next door. So the teacher says, "They're not saying a word." She says, "They won't stop talking and they're irritating me. And I can hear every word they're saying. Can you please tell them to stop speaking?"
She heard a petty telepathic argument.
I'm telling you, exactly. She had tuned in telepathically, because the conversation she was hearing was what they were really thinking. You know, I mean, they were probably having a bit of a telepathic journey as well. But she was so annoyed because these people would not stop speaking next to her.
That is, anyway. I will say, so I'm a huge fan of microdosing for those who can, and that does not, you don't get like you don't hallucinate when you microdose, your mind. But I will say, when I do a full day's journey and I eat more, mushrooms make me throw up too, just like ayahuasca. So when I eat not when I microdose, but I usually put in like crunchy peanut butter to eat it, because they taste disgusting. And then like 30 minutes later, I will throw up. And that happens to a lot of people too. It's poison.
It's like vertigo. I feel like I've got vertigo.
Yeah.
When I take it, I don't like it.
If it does make you throw up, then it is probably going to get in your bloodstream faster than what you're looking for. But yeah, so just be careful, guys, whenever you do this stuff. It is you are ingesting poison, and that's the path. A lot of the Vedic chants talk about the ingestion of poison being the solution, but you have to be very careful in saying that as well. So, I mean, I think as we get into White Buffalo Woman, she's probably the most hippy-dippy of all.
Okay, well, Bryce, why don't you head on out there on your...
Can we start with her? All right.
Buffalo. Since you're a white woman, get on your buffalo, honey.
Even though she's from the Sioux tribe, yeah. So this is a Native American legend. I know we were saying, I think off camera, that some people might not be familiar with White Buffalo Woman because she's very prominent in Native American folklore, which I think is kind of cool. She added in a Native American ascended master. And so this is key code 7, guys. So if you're following along, it's page 271. Of White Buffalo Woman sends her prophetic lineage. And this is key code 7, she of 1,000 white clouds and thunder beings. Behold the pipe. So we're already starting with the wacky tobacco, guys. Behold the pipe. Always remember how sacred it is and treat it as such, for it will take you to the end. Remember, in me there are 4 ages. I am leaving now, but I shall look back upon your people in every age, and at the end I shall return. All right. That's the word of White Buffalo Woman as spoken.
That actually gave me chills, because if you look at that, I mean, really, especially if she was a Native American, part of the first tribes, isn't that interesting? I'm leaving now, but I'll return at the end. Yeah. So that's when First Nations people kind of come back again, or their energy resurrects.
Well, I'll do you one up. This might give you some chills when you said that, because I have a friend who did a ceremony with an Indian, so a guy from India, not from Native American. And he said, and she didn't even know who White Buffalo woman was, and he didn't really either. He just got in his channeling, and he just said, White Buffalo woman is back. And that was before I even read the THEA code. And then when I saw that, I was like, I texted her and I was like, no shit, girl. Like,
Wow.
if things couldn't get any more interesting, she actually says it here that she's going to return at the end. And we mean at the end of it. We don't mean like the end of the world, Armageddon's coming. We mean like, and we know we've got more fun stuff coming in store for us from this. You know what? These group of controllers, they just need some wacky tobacco and they'll calm down. No,
Peace pipe.
They need a peace pipe. So it's interesting because we're in a transfer of ages now. So White Buffalo Woman speaks. I am White Buffalo Woman, known as she of 1,000 white clouds and thunder beings in the THEA code cosmology. As a divine feminine ascended master mentor, I teach you how to live in right relations with yourself, your community, and your beautiful planet. My key code 7 is the Shekinah light transmission that guides and protects prophetic, indigenous, spiritual pathways on Earth. And I want to just remind everybody, because I think sometimes us as white people, if you're white in the watching right now, I think we forget. And my friend Cindy is really good at pointing this out. Every person on this earth is indigenous to somewhere. And the European people, the people, all of us on screen, and most of you guys watching, we were the first to be conquered by the controllers. We were the first, and then we went and conquered. That they abused us, and then we abused others, right? So we're looking at, that the indigenous lineage that comes through, and we know what all these are, and they all. So she's saying that pretty much here. She's not just talking about, even though she's Native American, that's what we're going to focus on this key code. She's basically saying every person on this planet has an indigenous origins. Go back to that for a moment. See where this began. See what truths your ancestors knew before the controllers came and corrupted it. In my most recent appearances as a divine feminine Christ embodiment, I came as White Buffalo Woman to the people of the Great Plains of North America. I seeded the knowledge of who I am in a prophetic lineage of medicine bundles, teachings, rites of initiation, and I delivered in my holy transmission to the Sioux. And you guys, I have a medicine bag right here. These are big, and I have my own medicine bag. So if you know somebody from Native American lineage, is that you shake over yourself. The medicine bag is very, very important to their lineage. I will share with you in my own words the coming of my lightning medicine to the hearts of this great people. When I descended from the sky to take on the holy form of a woman, my gaze reflected the angelic DNA of my oversoul as a thunder being, with eyes that would shift from night black to dark earthen brown, from storm gray to clear blue. Grandmother spider wove my body together with radiant red earth and threads of silver stardust. My hair moved from a wind within, black as raven wings and blessed by the word of eagles. I wore the soft, long rain down my back and the sunshine within my soul. My dress was fashioned from the leather of white clouds. Adorning my crown was a single white feather that ordained my return to the surface of the earth by the order of the sky grandmothers. When my feet touched upon the ground, soft white moccasins appeared around them, beaded with the prophecy of the whirling rainbow children to come. My face shone as a star as I walked in human form, and my body delighted in itself as lightning kisses the earth. The sweet rumbling of soft, distant thunder echoed with the victory fills of the sky grandmothers watching over me from above. So I wanted to point this out too, just in our research of things. When she's saying she entered this earth, she's saying she came down fully embodied from the sky. We know the Native Americans have a lot of stories about this happening, that this happened quite frequently. Just like the Dogon people, which Chanti, we've spoken about, this happened to them too. Because I think for us in today's, although I don't think much would shock us right now, but if you were to literally see the sky swirling and with a lightning flash, a woman just appear before you, most of us would crap our pants. But this was a common thing that we're hearing from Native American tribes. I just think that's really kind of cool to point out that this is part of their culture. I began my journey at twilight in the north and walked eastward, where the sun would soon rise over two young men hunting across the great plains. Carrying bows and bearing quivers upon their back, the men stood on a hill scanning the horizon for buffalo and caught sight of me along the skyline. I quickened my steps as they did theirs, for I appeared as a mysterious star roving the earth, and their curiosity drew them irresistibly towards me. As the two men made their way, I read the heart of each man. One stood tall and walked forward with a pure heart, guided by his prayer to honor all life. He was a warrior who sought to protect others through wise action. The other man had fallen ill with sickness of separation that hardened his heart and blinded his true sight. He was a warrior feared by all enemies of their tribe, and he took great pride in this status. Both men were honored warriors and didn't want to return home without good news. Their people were starving from the struggle of an unusually long winter. The men longed to return to their people, having found a buffalo herd to hunt. Weary from many days of scouting across the wintry plains, the sight of my approaching light filled them with mysterious wonder. As we drew near to one another, the first man saw me through his eyes of pure heart. In his perception, I first appeared as a tall, white buffalo emerging from a great light. The sound of angelic singing rushed through his inner ears. It was only as I drew close enough that his sight adjusted to perceive me as a charmingly beautiful maiden, dressed in holy adornments. The man recognized that I was a sacred messenger and silently prepared his heart in prayer for whatever was to come from our meeting. I smiled at his wisdom and whispered to his mind, "Be at peace." The second man I appeared as a lost young maiden, and his blinded perception allowed for a black, ravenous desire to overtake his hardened heart. The separation and lack that he secretly felt about himself had created an unbearable void within him. No bounty of war ever assuaged his incurable emptiness. The only temporary release that he could seem to find was feasting upon another. His black thoughts began to calculate how many steps it would take to overcome my body with his will. The man declared his intention to the other warrior. "My friend, what an opportunity this is. We should take this woman now and be with her." The good-hearted warrior stared back at the other man in shock. He replied, "Oh no, my friend, can you not see? This is the holiest of women. Do not think such thoughts. Humble yourself and prepare your heart, for she is coming to us now. I do not know what she will say, but keep your eyes upon the ground in honor of that which has sought us out." "What kind of man are you?" snorted the black-hearted warrior. Then he turned back to satiate his gaze upon me and calculate his next move. I now stood only a short distance away from the two warriors. The first man kneeled down and began to pray. Though he fervently tried, he could not take his eyes from the sight of me. I carried a large bundle wrapped in a white beaded buckskin upon my back, which I carefully removed and gently lowered to rest upon the grass. My eyes fixed directly upon the darkness when the second man beset on devouring me. I quickly spoke the incantations of the sky grandmothers, which destroyed the darkness of ill men, and welcomed him to greet me. At my invitation, the man lurched forward to overtake me. I summoned the radiant light of my Holy Spirit, which immediately descended over the man's body with a great white cloud. In this cloud, I spoke of my unconditional mercy and compassion for his great suffering. I announced that I would now relieve him of his suffering by commanding his soul return to the Wonkatonka, the Great Spirit, where all emptiness is fulfilled. My invincible compassion and holy light, his soul found the relief that dark appetites could never satisfy. He spontaneously gave up his body, and his soul went into the light when I disintegrated his form. How amazing could that be if we all had the superpower just to disintegrate a villain coming towards us? that would be
Nice.
possibly dangerous, but kind of fun. The cloud cover rescinded back into my white leather dress, revealing his ashes and bones that lay at a pile before my feet. Tears rolled down the remaining man's awestruck face. He now fixed his eyes upon the earth and asked me to be generous with him, to let him go in peace in honor of my holiness. Behold, the last prayer for that man is a reminder to your men. The Holy Mother is within all. No man needs to take from a woman to remember what is already within him. I know that you are a good man and that your heart is pure and true. You may return to your village just as you have asked, and in your return you will carry the message of my coming to your people. Hear my words. Tell your chief to prepare for my arrival. I bear a bundle of great importance that will set your people's feet upon a sacred path for the future of generations to come. Prepare a great lodge to gather all your people and make your hearts ready for my arrival. The man nodded his promise to share my message. Without looking back, he focused his eyes on a single arrow to the south and immediately began to run for his village. His heart burst with good news of my coming, for he had found something far greater to feed his people than a herd of buffalo. Upon entering the village, the brave man went directly to the chief's teepee. He shared with the chief all that he had witnessed and the instructions to prepare for my arrival. Knowing the warrior to be a man of integrity, the chief trusted his account of me. The chief then sent out instructions for the people to prepare for my coming. A great lodge of many teepee poles were assembled, large enough to fit the whole community, just as I had asked. In honor of my arrival, the women prepared their family's best clothing and adornments. The hunger of the people was replaced with the buzzing of preparation, for their curiosity feasted upon the mysterious good fortune of my forthcoming message. Every morning for 6 days, I sent a single red-tailed hawk to circle above the village and watch over people's willingness to receive me. On the 7th day since appearing to the two warriors, I was spotted at the dawn walking towards the village with the sun rising behind me. The red-tailed hawk circled high above me, her cries declaring that today was a good day to live. As I entered the village, some of the people could see the form of a white buffalo, while others perceived me as a holy woman dressed in white with a single eagle feather in my hair. The gathered people welcomed me by parting to a great wide path that led directly to a great teepee. As I passed through the lodge entrance, I fully shifted into a human form as white buffalo woman so that all the people may hear me speak. I walked sunwise around the lodge, making eye contact with every man, woman, and child as a blessing to unify the people's one heart. I stopped to stand before the chief at the teepee pole of the west. His eyes reflected the daybreak light shining through the opening door flap in the east. Unsure if he should speak yet, the chief motioned with his hands, pointing to an altar built in my honor with many offerings of herbs placed upon it. I noticed an appreciation and motioned to a nearby woman to make an offering of cedar to the fire at the center of the lodge. The woman stepped forward to fulfill my request, and the lodge was filled with a cleansing scent of cedar. I took the medicine bundle from my back, blessed it with the smoke, and then raised it with both hands to the chief. Within this bundle is a sacred pipe, a most holy instrument of grace. As such, it must always be treated with the highest reverence in honor of your covenant with me. Your reverence for this pipe will deepen your reverence for yourself, one another, and all life. As you love this pipe, praying with it as I will instruct you, your people will be initiated as keepers of a prophetic path for communicating the mysteries of Great Spirit. I deliver this holy vessel directly from Wakatonk, who sent me as a manifestation of your people's prayer to be of great service to all beings, even to the ends of the four corners of the world. I then unwrapped the white leather bundle to reveal the sacred pipe, which the people called Chanupa, and placed a red stone representing Mother Earth on the ground by my feet. Once again, I walked sunwise around the lodge and blessed every eye with the sight of their manifested Chanupa from the sky. Many bowed their heads at the sight, touching their foreheads to honor the pipe as it passed by. Returning to stand before the chief, I positioned myself over the red stone and lifted the chanupa up for everyone to see. I held the stem pointed upward in my right hand, with the bowl of the pipe resting in my left as I continued to speak. The earth is your mother, and with this pipe, you will always remember how to walk in a sacred way, honoring her holy body all the days of your life. For all that she gives you, the earth deserved your greatest honor, and your every step upon her should be an ongoing prayer of gratitude that never ceases. The chanupa will spiral open your heart so that you always hear the voice of your mother clearly. In your listening, you will understand how to love her and one another in all ways. See how this bowl is carved out of the red earth. In the way the bowl represents your Mother Earth, including your own body that arises from her. Although your individual bodies appear to be separate, they are woven together with all her elements. What you have been given, it is she who gave it to you. For the short time that you walk upon Mother Earth, your body provides the opportunity to breathe the breath of life together as one. As you smoke the pipe, you are reminded of this holy communion. As you live within the body of your Mother Earth, you share this journey interdependently with all beings in a sacred hoop of giving, receiving, and learning from one another. Look how the bowl is carved as a buffalo calf. This represents that all beings live upon the earth are your brothers and sisters. Where this bowl joins with the stem hangs 12 eagle feathers to represent your winged family in the sky above. The skin is carved from wood, joining your hearts with all that grows upon the land. In this way, the spirit of the chanupa reconciles you with the wholeness of who you are as you consciously pray with your relations, for the willingness to receive the prayer of the Great Spirit is praying for you. When you lift your voices up to pray with this sacred pipe, your prayers will be supported by all the people of your Mother Earth praying along with you, as well as everything within this universe that is also praying with you. Believe that this is so, and you will always receive direct knowledge from the Great Spirit. Chanupa is a manifestation of the covenant that you have entered into this life to pray for with everything for the glory of Wankatok's creation to increase in all ways. It doesn't the peace pipe also kind of look like the ankh, the masculine and the feminine, very interesting how this kind of cross connects with all cultures. And I think this is I don't know if there's many stopping points. So I think this is a good time to switch it over at this next paragraph. Yeah.
Okay, Thea, do you want to take it?
I'll take it from here. It is actually very fascinating because what I feel she's just teaching here is what we call in Africa is the Ubuntu, isn't it?
Yeah, Ubuntu. Yeah, very much. Very much. And it's very much because obviously if you look at the African traditions as well, I mean, they're very, very similar. I mean, the African people okay, it's the Khoisan Bushmen that are the first nation tribes, yeah. But there are lots and lots of very ancient African tribes that adopt those. I mean, all the African tribes are actually very old, and they adopt those qualities as well, for those practices. Yeah.
Yeah. The momentum of your prayer is immediately conceived as the stem joins the bowl. In this desire, Chanupa is a holy vehicle revealing the alignment of heaven and earth, the male and the female principle that exists within all beings that unifies together in prayer for the manifestation of miracles. As such, this pipe belongs to all pure-hearted people, women and men alike, who are true keepers of these sacred ways. Your life is sacred, and every day that you are lived, your life is sacred, and every day that you live is a holy day. With this pipe, you will remember that every dawn is a gift to be honored, and that every night is an opportunity to give thanks and another day that you have lived. Everyone and everything that stands upon this earth is sacred, and your prayer spoken with this pipe will elevate all beings with respect. With these prayers, you will increase in all ways upon the earth as you unconditionally bless what is holy and worthy within all. I then instruct the people in how to bless the sacred herb that are used to pray with the pipe. Prayers are shared with how to honor their ancestors and prepare the way ahead of their children. I share how to pray for the tribe, reconcile and any challenges that arose between one another by praying with the sacred part together as a community. The part would help them resolve the seemingly unresolved by communicating on a much deeper level with the great spirit that is in all. Ain't that the truth? Prophecies that began to follow from your heart over my tongue. I share with the people that Wakantanka would reveal a total of 7 sacred rites that would support the tribe's spiritual journey through the several ages ahead. Practicing these rites would continually guide the people into every deeper revelation of how to reconcile, honor, and live the right relations with each other, all beings, and Mother Earth, regardless of all outer circumstances. I reveal that I reveal what I could yet there were things that I spoke of which could not be understood at the time. Those prophecies that were veiled to them were not lost, or exceeded this information in the hearts of their women. In the ages to come, these prophecies would awaken within the DNA of their descendants, activating future prophets with the seeded vision of my guided revelations. My coming is a sign that your people will carry the spark and the lineage of Wakan Taka's great light of all the creation's children. The Great Plains is your world now, but one day your world will be included a much larger world with many two-leggeds and that have forgotten who they are. First, they will be the enemies, filled with the sickness of separation, and then will take almost everything from you because of their great suffering. You will know that the final age is coming to an end when these same two-legged beings is beginning to seek you out for the medicine of the sacred pipe to heal their sickness. They will ask you to teach them about peace, and at first they will understand very little of what you say, yet look for the signs of their questioning, the eyes, and you will know that I am coming soon to speak on your behalf. The mere fact that now that you guys spoke about the ceremonies and how many white people are going on these is already a sign that she's young.
Yeah.
Because it's already seeking it out. It's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
Throughout these ages, I will always be with you as a guiding light, but you will not see in the way that you do now. As you pray with this sacred pipe, you will learn how to find me within you. From the pilgrimage across the coming ages, your people will learn that what is within you can never be stolen from your pure hearts. The pipe will take your people all the way to the end of those days, completing a great prayer to purify the hearts of the two-leggeds from the darkness of separation. It is then that I will return and physically walk amongst you once again. My return will signify that the great prayer Wakantanka has for the two-legged people, which was put into the creation of the Chanupa, will be fulfilled, and a new prophecy for the same prayer will arise. Children from the stars will walk the earth, carrying a living Chanupa within them. In those days I will reveal the fullness of my light upon the earth, and these star-seeded children will recognize my voice and embodiment my new prophecies. The great spirit that fills the pipe will flow over their tongues, and they will speak a deluge of praise and prophecies that will free this world from the dark reign of previous ages. Behold this pipe that I give you. Janupa stands upon the earth and walks with you as an embodiment of these great days to come when all people will speak the praise of Wakan Tanka in one tongue. Close my spoken prophecies with a prayer that sealed these words within their hearts and mind. I then turned and walked 4 times sunwise around the lodge. The Holy Spirit within me caused the fire to rise higher with every round. On the fourth round, I walked out of the teepee door, raised my arms to the east, and declared, Wakang Tanka, I have spoken the good words that you have sent me to convey, and it is done. As I began to walk out of the village, the same way that I've entered, the people hungrily emerged from the teepee to witness what they could of my departure. A great eagle, larger than any warrior has ever seen, descended from the sky to circle above me as I walked. When I felt the last person emerge from Tepi, I stopped walking and shape-shifting into the form of a reddish-brown buffalo colt. I turned back to stare at the people. In joyful celebration, I kicked back my hoofs into the air and then playfully tumbled into the grass. When I stood back up, my fur turned pure white, and in this embodiment I became quite still and once again stared back into the eyes of everyone watching. I then continued to walk a distance more away from the village as the white buffalo calved, and then stopped to look back once again. Above me, the great eagle faced the village and sounded 4 cries that rolled across the plains. On the fourth cry, my white fur turned into black, and I bowed to ceremonial honor each of the 4 directions from which supports my prophecy. Upon completing this prayer, my black calf embodiment shifted into the form as the white buffalo woman. I turned a final time to see the people, raising my hands in a final blessing and declare, I will always be with you. You will see me with your eyes once again, and I will walk as the white buffalo woman upon the earth. Within this final prayer, my spirit was set free from all forms. My great light was released to radiate throughout my body, which dissolved into white clouds and lightning. The circling eagle descended into the revelation of my light as we became one star running across the great plains, finally dissolving into the horizon. Do you want to take it from here, Chanti?
I can do. The prophesied return of White Buffalo Woman. Let it be known that my medicine for humanity is as multifaceted as the 1,000 eyes of Grandmother Spider. The wisdom of every form is available for my prophecies, for I am an embodiment of the Holy Spirit, and I speak in the tongues of all species, praying for and praising the glory of Sophia within the Mother Earth, and as her great spirit and the created all that is. I've appeared in other indigenous cultures as well, in other forms that are just as honored. For my oversoul was asked by Sophia to protect and guide many indigenous people of the earth throughout ages of evolutionary ascension. As such, my oversoul is consecrated to embody the divine will of Sophia. Wherever she asks me to go, I shall forever proclaim her holy name. Many invoke my Holy Spirit as the archangel of thunder beings and as a guiding light ascended master for the fulfillment of global peace prophecies. In this age, I am now revealing myself as a divine feminine Christ embodiment overseeing the earth's ascension. All of these titles point to the service of my heart. Yet who I am exists beyond all definition. I manifest service of my heart, yet who am I exists beyond, all definitions. Gosh, I'm getting mixed up here. I manifest myself within any form needed to speak the words for which I'm sent, and in this way I'm a mirror for your oversoul's ability to do the same. Wherever Sophia asks for me to descend as her messenger and embodiment of on earth, I appear as the Holy Spirit made flesh. My lightning bundle carries the medicine of miracles. I'm the embodiment of answered prayer that is instantaneously and perfectly manifested, even more beautiful than originally asked for. When I appeared to a people, my presence prophesied My word. Can I believe how stuck I'm getting here? Where did Bryce go? Did Bryce just leave us?
Just popped off, like just popped off. As you look up, it popped off.
Well, that's probably why I'm getting so stuck in my reading today. I'm like, what am I even saying? I can't even say the words properly. But anyway, okay, we carry on. Okay, appears the Holy Spirit made flesh. My lightning bundle carries the medicine of miracles. I am the embodiment of answered prayer that is instantaneously and perfectly manifested, even more beautifully than originally asked for. When I appear to a people, my present prophecies, the coming of healing storms for evolutionary change and ordained reconciliation. I am most at home in the sky worlds, not far from your Mother Earth, not far above your Mother Earth, dancing upon the clouds with my thunder being angels. My ceremonies create offerings of rain and electricity for Mother Earth's body to grow and regenerate. I represent an ancient and powerful order from the sky worlds called the Sky Grandmothers, who oversee the evolutionary growth of all species on Earth from beyond the space-time continuum. Together, we continuously weave a rainbow bridge that coordinates innumerable timelines for countless souls and species to incarnate within Mother Earth's body and become students of her abundant grace. There are many ascended masters originating from other star nations across the universe that oversee humanity's ascension. But I am an ascended master whose order is native to this planet. I was present for the conception of Mother Earth, and I will remain with her until the blinding light of her full ascension. As such, I have served as a divine feminine Christ embodiment overseeing this planet's ascension for eons. Countless ascended masters and star nations seek out my intercession and counsel for how to best serve the consciousness of Mother Earth, as well as her billions of species. For your planet is a beloved daughter of the Most High and an important key code in the cosmos of THEA. As such, there is a great interest amongst many diplomatic councils for how to support her divine purpose as a remarkable Christed oversoul of THEA dragon consciousness. In my prophetic lineage revealed by the Sioux people, the one THEA source is revered and prayed to as Wakantanka, the Great Spirit. My appearance to the Sioux represents the Holy Spirit descending into form to deliver direct revelations of Wakantanka for living in respect and harmony with your planet, all species, your community, and yourself. When I appear to a people for my teachings, my embodiment messages of the heart of their cultural context, Buffalo abundantly provided for everything that was physically needed for the Sioux to survive and thrive on the Great Plains. Therefore, the buffalo represented the heart of the Sioux's existence. I came in the form of a pure white buffalo calf as a prophecy of their spiritual abundance. I blessed them with the responsibility of to maintain a clear pathway home for humanity to reconcile with the heart of its innocence. I entrusted them to live as stewards of peace with all beings on the planet. For many, the sacred pathway of reconciliation is called the Red Road. I chose the Sioux people to be the caretakers of my prophecies, for their mighty hearts were already practicing a daily communion with Great Spirit and star nations prior to my arrival. Therefore, when I appeared to the Sioux, I declared a messianic prophecy to the hearts of a listening and willing people. This messianic prophecy foreshadowed my return as an overlighting divine feminine Christ embodiment for reconciling humanity's relationship with Mother Earth. For several ages, it was imperative that this prophecy remained veiled in mystery, but now I'm fully available to all people as a global guiding light teacher for the next golden age. The spontaneous and sacred appearance of a new genetic species of white buffalo in North America is the first fulfillment of my spoken prophecy. These white buffalo are the first Holy Spirit embodiments of my THEA Christ consciousness returning and manifesting once again on the earth. As thunder being angels. They embody the broadcast, they embody and broadcast the frequency of my divine feminine Christ transmission, which is an invincible innocence that radically undermines and transfigures the viral programming, causing humanity to act inhumanely to all life. Wow, that's incredible. The White Buffalo Star Nation is a collective consciousness of angelic thunder beings that are descending to earth with the bodies of the sacred white buffalo herd. I invite you to open your hearts and receive their healing rains that wash away the grief of past ages and nourish the gardens of your future generations. The evolutionary work with the Sophia dragons assists in dissolving hierarchies of darkness and birthing new golden ages of sovereignty and peace. The White Buffalo Star Nation is a guiding light totem for your generation of radical spiritual warriors and star-seeded light workers. They intimately know the fabric of your soul's passionate prayer for a new world, for they are highly advanced beings that have traveled far across the cosmos to join you in leading this global movement. Their entirely new genetic sequence is a mirror for your own unique contribution as a starseed light worker who came to Earth with an important mission. My white buffalo understands your intense sensitivities to humanity's current crisis, as well as the courage that is required to look and speak differently than previous generations of human light workers. Just as my white buffalo angels are a completely new species on Earth, so are you, and you can take refuge in their loving understanding of your heroic human journey. If you are open to receiving their support, my white buffalo are here to work as one with you in service to this divine feminine Christ movement. Their purpose as my embodied angels is to initiate the willingness of humanity to receive its answered questions for peace. Consider the powerful momentum of a thunder being heard as a miraculous form of spiritual support for your own role in birthing a new paradigm. When you pray with and for the White Buffalo Star Nation, your prayers for new golden age are amplified by the magnificent power of my living angels on earth. With the mighty spirit of my white buffalo at your back, you remember how much your prayers matter for birthing heaven on earth. In their ordained appearance as a new species, they embody both fulfillment of my prophecy and the lightning medicine of manifested miracles as a mirror for recognizing the power of your own prayers. Your prayers make a significant difference both for your own future and the generations ahead, who are depending upon you to fulfill your own prophecies and birth a new paradigm. The spontaneous anchoring of the White Buffalo Star Nation in North America is the first fulfillment of my prophecies as an overlighting divine feminine Christ embodiment in service of the planet's ascension. There are many more to come. I proclaimed that I would return at the culmination of several destructive ages to guide humanity back to global peace and right relations with the earth. With the White Buffalo announcing my return, know that I am a fully available spiritual guide both to earth and within your heart. Both on earth and within your heart, and my work with you for birthing this next age of miracles has just begun. My key code 7 is ordained to become a guiding light transmission for millions of light workers around the world that are here to embody the way of reconciliation, integrity, and sovereignty. I'm here to mentor you as a way shower for global peace by activating your embodiment to command miracles and fulfill prophecy through the purity of your heart. And I think we shall leave it there today. Wow, I actually love that. Bryce said she's actually the most boring of the lot, but I'm actually not finding that. I love her.
Yeah.
She's like a healer. Like she's the healer, I think. And that's what I resonate. Yeah. I love her. No, I love her. And as you say, she's very like the Ubuntu, you know, in Africa, where you really just kind of living by according to the law, L-O-R-E, of the land, right?
Yes.
Wow, that
and
was
you
nice.
can definitely see she's, Just the fact that she's in the book, You know.
Yeah, she is. I mean, you just know what, I mean, you know, when we're looking at a lot of the SRA survivors as well, and I think specifically Andy Bond, that I know of offhand, and of course Caleb, who's half Native American. When we're looking at the brilliance of the Native American people, really, you know, and what their gifts are, it makes sense that they're going to come back, and they are coming back now. And it's so true. So yay, 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 yay! We're feeling it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sure. Wow, that was cool. But we're going to leave it there now. Yeah. And we shall catch you back next week again. We're nearly at the end. We should be done by the end of the year. And next year we start with some cool new things again. Yeah. Cool. Okay, everybody. I don't know, Thea, is there something you want to say before we...
Just have a good week. And just a shout out to Dragonfly that's always like there in the comments saying hello. And
yeah, you are, aren't you? That's lovely. Lovely.
Yeah. Other than that, just have a good week.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Wednesday, and I've 4 minutes until my fast finishes for today. Gosh, this dry fasting is on another level, I have to tell you. Fasting from dusk on Tuesday till dusk on Wednesday, but with no water as well.
Yeah,
then like I'll take my tiny sips when I'm speaking. But it's quite something, actually. So those of you who joined the fasting, I hope you're enjoying it and really getting everything you need and you desire for yourself and those around you, because that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
Okay, guys and gals, thank you so much. Thanks, Thea. God bless you all. Like, share, subscribe, and we shall see you back very, very soon again. And as always, thank you to our Patreons and everyone who supports our channel. We truly, truly appreciate you. See you soon.
Bye.